Hello, thanks for calling Pizza Hut. What can I get for you?
Hi, my name's Amy. I'm calling from Hawthorne Academy. We are looking to feed our teachers. We just really want to show them some appreciation. They've done a great job with the students, and we want to get them something nice.
Oh, well, that's nice. I actually think I know somebody there. Anyway, what kind of pizzas can I get ordered for you?
Well, we have some teachers that don't really like meat, so we probably better get some supreme vegetarian pizzas, maybe a third of them. I'm looking to feed about 66 teachers.
About 66 teachers, all right. And, let's see, you said Hawthorne Academy, right?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. I know some people there. How many pizzas you think each person need?
How many does a pizza serve?
Well, I know Mr. James there, and he eats an entire pizza by himself. So probably one pizza per person would probably suit you guys all right.
Okay, that sounds great. What is...
All right, so we're thinking you got, what, 66 teachers, right?
Yeah.
All right, we should probably round that up just in case. Let's round that on up to 70 pizzas. How's that sound?
70 pizzas sounds great.
All right, we'll go with a solid 70 pizzas. We'll go with about half of them. So let's go 35 of the meat lovers.
Okay.
And 35 of the vegetarian pizzas.
Okay, I think that sounds like a great idea.
All right, when do you need these pizzas by?
Noon.
By noon? It's 11:30.
Well, you better get bacon.
Guys, we gotta get cooking.
So nice if they ever came.
Hello there. I am here to deliver 70 pizzas.
Wonderful. We were just wondering where you were.
What do you mean?
I have hungry teachers.
You told me noon. I rounded up a little bit. Now it is 12:30.
Yeah.
Okay. Your total is $6,733.
Ooh. I probably should round that to give you a tip.
That would be appreciated, yes.
I don't know how to round very good.
If only you'd paid attention in 4th grade, you'd have less issue rounding.
Yeah. You're right.
Yes, I guess that they should probably pay attention to the video, so that way you now will know how to round, unlike some other people. Whatever, just give me what you got, I'll go out and get the pizzas.
You got it. Here's a check.
Thank you, I'll be right back, yes.
Whatever, guys. Let's get into it. Welcome back! I am so excited that you made it today. This is going to be kind of a fun one. So as you saw with the intro, we had a lot of things happening there. But today, we're going to be talking rounding. So, to start off, I want you to think about that problem that we just did, or the problem that we just had. And this is why rounding is super important. Being able to round your numbers helps you with so many things. Not only can it help you round up easily to tip a drink, but there are so many other ways that rounding can help you. So today we're going to do just a quick review of rounding. So first I wanted to show you guys kind of a few different things about rounding. So I'm going to have you draw on your paper or whiteboard. Just draw this for me. And let's put a 10 right here and a 0 on this side and a 5 right there in the middle. Okay? So when we look at this, rounding is more of a physical thing than it is like a rule thing. So we do have our rules, and we're going to talk about those. If you're at 5 or more, you add one more. So if you're somewhere over here, you need to add one more. And if you're somewhere over here, going this direction, you let it rest. So when you go to round, you can do one of two things. You can, one, think of it as a number line that you're moving to the next biggest number, right? Whether that, let's say your number's right here. Well, you're well within the area that this arrow applies to, so you need to move up to 10. And if your number is way over here, well, then you have to follow, or if your number's right here, then you have to follow this rule, which is this direction, so you would move it down to 0. Okay? So let's start off with something really, really easy. We're going to say, I'm just going to write my rule right up top. So 4 or less,
let it rest. And 5 or more, add one more.
All right, so now that we have our base rules down, let's just start off with a nice, easy number. Let's go 37. Okay? With the number 37, I'm going to ask you to round it to the tens place. So I'm going to put a question right over here, and I want you to add or round it to the nearest tens place. Nice work. Let's talk about how we get to our answer there. So our answer, we're going to first realize and try to figure out, okay, I'm trying to get to my tens place. So my first step that I want to do is underline my tens. That's my tens place. Okay? Now we're going to take a look over at its bossy neighbor. Its bossy neighbor. It's always getting in the way, always bossing it around, telling it what to do. And frankly, it's had enough. But we still have to listen to it. So let's take a look at its bossy neighbor. Okay? Its bossy neighbor is the number 7. So we can think of this in one of two ways. We could scroll back up here and think 7 is about right here. So 7 is well within my add one more area. So we're going to upgrade 7. We're going to add one more. So when we add one more, because 7 is more than 5, we're just going to add one more to our 3s, making it a 4. And now our bossy neighbor's done bossing us around, and all of his neighbors off to the whatever direction it is, off to that direction also are done. In this case, it's only 1, but we turn it to a 40. Moving on. Let's take a little bit larger digit. Let's take 323. And let's round this to the hundreds place. All right, with 323 rounded to the hundreds place, our first step is going to be what? I'm going to ask you what our first step's going to be right over here. That's right. Now, some of you might have said, "Oh, we got to look at its boss." No. You can't go to the neighbor yet. You don't know where your house is. So you got to figure out where you are. So we are trying to round to the hundreds place. So we're going to take a look at the hundreds place. In this case, it is this 3 right there. Okay, now we get to go talk to the bossy neighbor. We're going to confront this neighbor. We're going to tell him that this is our house. In this case, it's a wimpy little 2, okay? So if we think of 2 on our scale of 1 to 10, and our 5 in the middle, 2 is right over here. So we need to let it rest. So 2 tells us that our neighbor does not have enough power to boss us around. So we're actually going to stay a 3. Next, our neighbor's neighbor and our bossy neighbor, both of them, we've used them up. They're gassed. They've got nothing left. We're going to change them to 0s. Next, let's pick a random number here. Let's go 7, 8, 4, 2, 3, 7, 2, 5. Sure. Now, in this case, I'm going to have us round to the hundred thousands place. Our first step is going to be figure out where we're at. Where are we located? Because if we're going to know who our neighbor is, we got to know where we are. So let's see. 1, 10, 100, 1,000, 10,000, 100,000s. So we want this 4 right there. That's where we're located. Next, we're going to go and talk to the neighbor. We're going to confront him. Tired of dealing with my neighbor's stuff. His dog is barking all night long. Oh. So our neighbor is, in this case, a 2. Now, if we think of our rule here, 4 or less, let it rest. 5 or more, add 1 more. In this case, 2 is less than 4. So we are going to let our 4 rest. We don't have to move. Our bossy neighbor doesn't have enough power to boss us around. So we're going to stay a nice little 4. Now, we talked to our neighbor. We wore him out. We're going to change that to a 0. And then we wore out all of his neighbors too. Or hers. We wore them all out. Boom, 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 boom. They are all down to 0s. Now, are we done? Of course not. We're not done. No, we got to add in these neighbors to the left of us are really nice people. One of them has a really cute healer puppy, and I just can't get enough of the healer puppies, so they get to stay the same. So we're just going to put those numbers right there, and our answer is 78,400,000. That is rounding to the 100,000s place. Now, let's take the same number here and we're going to round it to a different place. Let's go millions. The millions place. Okay? So, my first step is going to be to find the millions place. Ones, tens, hundreds, thousands, 10,000s, 100,000s, millions. So we are going to be looking at this lovely 8 right here. And we are going to take a look at its bossy neighbor. And in this case, this bossy neighbor is 4. Really close, but not quite enough to boss us around. So we're going to say, no, not today. I'm not changing for you. Boom! And we're going to write an 8. Now, unfortunately, we did wear out all of these neighbors with with their attempt to change us. So we're going to change all of them to 0. And make sure that you always count up exactly how many you have. So that way you don't end up with too many zeros. That'll sometimes happen. You'll start writing zeros and zeros and zeros and zeros, and you won't be counting or keeping track of how many zeros. And suddenly, instead of 8 million, you've got 80 million or 800 million or 8 billion or 80 billion or 800 billion. That would be a lot. So let's not do that. Let's go and make sure that we have the right number of zeros. Next, our neighbor to the left got a cute puppy. We really like them. We're not going to change them. Boom. 78 million is our answer. Next, we're going to have one last problem. Today's a nice quick day. It's short. It's ready to roll. Boom. Let's go. And last problem here. I'm going to leave this one up to you. Let's do 8, 7, 8, 2, 5, 9, 7. Okay? All right. So this number, I'm going to have you round to the 100,000s place. So I'm going to write 100,000s place. Let's round this to the 100,000s place. The question is going to be right there. Answer it. You got this. Nice work. So glad you did that. I'm just going to go over it and let's check our answers and make sure that we arrived at the same answers. So let's first find the 100,000s place. Ones, tens, hundreds, thousands, 10,000s, 100,000s. We are dealing with this 7. All right, so with this 7, we're going to take a look at that mean, bossy neighbor. This bossy neighbor is an 8. And if we think about 5 or more, add 1 more. 4 or less, let it rest. 8 is more than 5, so it is 5 or more. In this case, we needed to actually, we had to listen to the neighbor. He just was too powerful, couldn't do anything about it. So we needed to change our number. We had to change. It's okay though. So we had to change to an 8. And then they used all of their energy getting us up there. So we are going to count. We've got 1 digit, 2, 3, 4, 5 digits. So it's 5 zeros. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 zeros there. And we've got to carry in our nice neighbor who was really supportive of us the whole time. And we are going to add in that 8 there, leaving us with 8,800,000. Guys, thanks so much for joining me today. Go order yourself a pizza. Go have some fun. Goodbye.